stuff, and this is what we're going to be based on. And it created Germany back to what it was. And now, again, it's gotten destroyed by what we're talking about here. And the same thing that happened there is happening in Greece, but in Greece it's almost like it's on steroids.
I want to say this, that according to the economic program which is known of Adolf Hitler about the future of Europe, of course after the end of the war, is interesting because there was published the whole structure of how it's going to operate a united Europa under, of course, National Socialist domination. And if you read these rules, I mean the rules that were written by Third Reich, by Adolf Hitler, and if you get the rules of the Treaty of Maastricht, of Lisbon, you will see that Adolf Hitler was 1,000 times more, let's say, free than today treaties of Europe. That means there were much more liberties than nowadays European Union. And this I think must be done one just program to read rule by rule from one side of European Union and from other side Adolf Hitler. And you will see one by one that Adolf Hitler's rules were more liberal, more democratic. And this is amazing because we in Greece we are experiencing a very bad situation, at the same time relevant less or more situation is taking place in all members of European Union, and this structure that is based on Soviet type of European Union destroys the liberties of the people, destroys the sovereignty, and there is no democracy.
What influence has George Soros had on the situation in Greece?
He has a very, very big influence. Now, about Soros. Soros has very big influence because, first of all, he is sponsoring the extreme leftist groups, the so-called anarchist Antifa organizations and anti-racist organizations in Greece. And these organizations, of course, they are attacking to Greek citizens, Greek patriots, and of course to Greek nationalists. And so you see how is the policy of Soros. At the same time, institutes that are sponsored by Soros and people who are appointed by Soros institutions are organizing the structure, the educational structure of Greece, the books, the texts, everything. And so they are operating in order to brainwash the children of Greece to tolerance and in favor of a multicultural open society. And of course they are against of private ownership of guns, they are pro-immigrants, and so on.
Aris, this is a very fascinating conversation. We're just going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about a few more things. Please stay with us.
Don't go away because there's more on the Nationalist Report. Brought to you by VOR, ReasonRadioNetwork.com.
George Soros, one of the world's top investors, believes the euro may lose value, and not just lose value, but really fall off a cliff. But question is he maybe responsible for this? Here to talk to me is investigative journalist Webster Tarpley. Let's start with this possibility that George Soros might be possibly causing the demise of the euro. It started with a secret meeting. Go ahead and take it away.
I think we have now powerful circumstantial evidence that would put any investigator right on the trail. It's an attempt to create a new world monetary crisis. It's economic warfare to defend the dollar by attacking Greece, and through Greece attacking the euro. And the thing that's been revealed now in the last couple of days by the Wall Street Journal is a secret dinner at a Manhattan townhouse on February 8th, which was attended by a group of hedge fund predators. And these sociopaths, over a dinner of filet mignon, planned a speculative attack on Greek bonds and the euro using leverage rates of 20-1. And who was there? Mones, Crespi, and Hart, a boutique investment bank, SAC Capital Advisors, Greenlight Capital, Brigade Capital, and above all, Soros Fund Management. Now, Soros had been preparing the ground, saying he thought that the euro was in danger of falling apart and breaking up. And the idea is to organize a bear raid against the euro as a means of relieving the speculative pressure against the dollar. And, of course, Greece is the weak flank. They say that the consensus around this table over the filet mignon, any outcome of the Greek debt crisis is going to be very bad for the euro. And then they go on to say, in this Wall Street Journal account, that as soon as you get Greece going, that's the first domino. After that comes Spain, Portugal, Italy, Ireland, and of course California, and Great Britain, and indeed the United States. And one of the people, the guy from Brigade Capital, said, Greece will be a contagion that will infect all the sovereign debt in the world. In other words, government debt, national, state, local, provincial, of all national states. So we're getting towards a situation where it's either the hedge funds and the zombie banks will drive the national governments into bankruptcy, or the governments will put these hedge funds into receivership and protect themselves. Now, there's only one of a couple of cabals that were mentioned by the Wall Street Journal. Another one is Paulson and Company. It's different Paulson. It's not the same Paulson.
Hank Paulson.
Globop Financial Services. And then we have a group of zombie banks, all of them surviving because of U.S. taxpayer money. That would be Goldman Sachs. They couldn't be out of it. Bank of America Merrill Lynch, and Barclays Bank. And remember, they were saved by the U.S. through AIG derivatives payments. So a lot of these people, of course, there to make money, but there's also a political purpose. It's to mask the weakness of the dollar. The dollar reached a low in the first week of December after falling all during the fall at about $1.50, 51 to a euro. Since then, the euro has been losing. So it's a support operation for the dollar. Now, the London Economist and the Wall Street Journal and the Financial Times have all been mocking the Greeks and Prime Minister Zapatero of Spain, who has talked about international speculative conspiracy. They say, look, you guys are paranoid, this is conspiracy theory. But here we have it. What we have in front of us is I think under U.S. antitrust law, this may fulfill the definition of a criminal conspiracy and restraint of trade. And if they were doing this in the U.S. stock market, that would be a pool, and that would be illegal. So I think it's clear that what Greece needs is not austerity, but they need to do things like ban derivatives. They need to outlaw credit default swaps. There's a move now by the AFL-CIO in this country to have a Tobin tax, a 1% tax on derivatives and other forms of paper speculation. And, of course, countries where there are independent magistrates, Spain, Italy, maybe some of them are going to get interested in this. The other thing, of course, a bear raid to counter this speculation and maybe punish these speculators for what they're doing.
Mr. Tarpley, chock full of information. Thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you.
Let's return to the Nationalist Report, brought to you by VOR, ReasonRadioNetwork.com.
Okay, we're back with the Nationalist Report. We have with us today Aris Arion, and we are talking about the crisis in Greece. We were just talking about the influence of George Soros. Aris, I wanted to ask you, what influence has George Soros recently had in the election of the Greek government?
I believe that has a strategic plays a strategic role in the election of the new government. You see, the new government Prime Minister George Papandreou is